They haven't seen Victor in person. They're seeing something.
It's a meeting between these two teams this year. The last time they met was about a year ago on Wembanyama's birthday, but Giannis and the Bucks spoiled the party.
Which and Andre Jackson Jr. had to
creating an environment for him that doesn't stifle his creativity. Castle getting creative. The putback.
And he timed it out better than Giannis did. That was an odd bounce, but he timed it very, very well. I guess it's a little easier to time it out when your arms go forever.
Antetokounmpo probing, turns it over to Vassell.
You know, before the game, Mark, where you're just watching, Wembanyama touched the top of the backboard. I've never seen a player do that.
He is a unique breed. One of one. Vassell on the probe. Had it blocked by Brook Lopez, and it comes off to Lillard. Lillard coming off a good shooting night in Toronto a couple of nights ago where he had 25. Giannis against Harrison Barnes. And
and that actually happened against Toronto to Giannis in a chase down block. He cut his finger on the wrist.
Aim to the side for Castle, drives it on Lillard. Good help defense by Lopez, and that's going to
drive the ball. But you're right, that was really good help defense by Brook Lopez. Lopez setting a step-up screen for Lillard, and he can pick and pop off that.
Lillard off the mark with the three. Here's Wembanyama. That one-legged three ball.
He pulled up basically from the logo, gave a shot fake, and Andre Jackson Jr. flew right by. And he's got that shot credibility even from 27 feet.
Always a threat. Lopez put Wembanyama in the air, and Jackson missed the alley-oop. Back comes Chris Paul. Chris Paul was clutch. He was excellent, brilliant a couple of nights ago down the stretch against Chicago. Finds Barnes, and that one rims out.
Yeah, Chris Paul had 18 points in that game against Chicago. And you're right, down the stretch, he was the only guy scoring for San Antonio.
So in transition, Jay, Castle gets matched up against Giannis.
Block shots against the Bulls.
Antetokounmpo.
And don't you think this season he's played with an edge?
You can see it. Doc Rivers challenged him in training camp to get back to that defensive player of the year level of defense. And he's responded in kind. Here's Castle off the wide action. Paul finds him again. And rebounded by Giannis.
Now, Castle is not a great shooter yet. He's shooting under 30% from three. But he doesn't hesitate when he gets a good shot to put it up.
Speaking of,
he improved. He's shooting 55% between 10 and 16 feet. And that's going to be significant, Mark, when we get to the playoffs, because he's going to have to shoot a lot more of those. Defenses are really going to load up on him in the playoffs.
There's Wemby firing from deep off the mark, rebounded by Chris Paul. Barnes one more to Castle. Castle probes. And he left that one on the front rim. Here's Dame Lillard. Dame making that transition in the adjustment to playing without the ball a little bit more, with the ball in Giannis's hands. Here's Lopez, got it.
Especially of late. At 16 points against Toronto, was 4 of 8. They call him Splash Mountain. They've got some really good nicknames on this.
Yeah, they
team.
do. It's a good three-point shooters. Wembanyama has that come off. A lot of shooting this year around Giannis. Lillard, one of those guys. Barnes switches on to him. Giannis has the mismatch. They double team it. Dame left open. That one halfway down and out, and Vassell with the board.
And even opposite, Brook Lopez was spotting up from about 25 feet.
Here's Vassell. 21 games of the season, coming off of a foot injury.
Vassell needed that one to go. He hasn't been shooting the ball as well as he's capable of lately. He's 3 of his last 23 from 3 before that one.
Leads the break. Castle! Oh!
Forced it in. He is super athletic and strong.
Getting the start tonight in place of Jeremy Sohan. So we see Wembanyama, Jay, able to roam defensively.
And there's so many outstanding three-point shooters. And Brook Lopez, in their game against Toronto, hit his 1,000th three of his career. Talk about a guy who's transformed his game completely from when he got to the league to now.
That started in Brooklyn under Kenny Atkinson. Here's CP3 back out to Wembanyama. Nice show and go. Raises up on Giannis. From Wemby.
Not just elite skill, but elite feel.
Dame passed it back out. Got tipped into the backcourt. Shot clock is down to 10. Lopez has scored the last 6 for the Bucks. Torian Prince knocks down the...
That he does, not just on the floor, guys. He said whether it's playing chess or even if you wanted to play him at ping pong, if you beat him at anything, for example, he'd go out and buy a ping pong table and come back, master that, and beat you. That's the type of laser focus that Victor Wembanyama has about the game of basketball, and anything he does, he wants to be the best.
Yeah, great point, George. A voracious appetite for competition. Here's Giannis from outside. There's Harrison Barnes into the front court. Barnes has meant so much, as George alluded to the Spurs team, one of the younger rosters. Here he is on the roll against Prince. Inside, knocks it, and takes on tough defensive assignments like tonight.
And always uses the glass very well. Another great corner shooter, top 10 in the NBA. But both he and Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, have been great leaders for the San Antonio team. They needed that.
Dame was looking to draw the foul, and 17-15, Spurs with the lead. I like the fact, if you're Milwaukee, you see Andre Jackson pressuring Chris Paul almost the full 94 feet.
Well, it makes it more difficult for Paul, but it also takes time off the clock. That's less time.
Charles Bassey knocks home that shot. 4-point lead for San Antonio. That's the midway point of the first quarter. Giannis cross court to Lopez. Tried to spray it to the corner to Prince. It's trying to still work him into condition, still on a minutes restriction. Inside for Antetokounmpo, fouled on. Key part of Greg Buckner's defense. Kyrie and Luka, they've dropped 5. Yep. Nice bounce back win for them. Bassey out top. Vassell on the drive. And Lillard with the board.
Well, Vassell didn't get that to go, but he's gotten off to a good start in this game. And defensively, he's done a good job.
Chris Middleton.
Too much help on Dame Lillard and left Chris Middleton wide open. And with Chris Middleton's history, you don't want to do that often.
A lethal mid-range and a long-range shooter.
When Champagnie catches the ball in the corner, that's like a layup to him. He shoots such a high percentage on corner threes, especially catch and shoot. Lillard sent from 3.
A.J. Green knocking that they put around Antetokounmpo. It has been lethal of late as they knock the game at 22.
Well, Green shoots 45% from 3. That's 3rd in the league.
What a great story he is out of Northern Iowa. Undrafted a few years ago. Here's Giannis leading the break.
And Giannis saw him the whole way.
Found him too.
Almost like a quarterback that was not wanting to give away his second read, but that was his first read. What a great pass.
Jones on the drive. Vassell drives the closeout. Jones one more to a wide open Keldon Johnson, and rebounded by Portis.
Boy, they didn't get it to go, but San Antonio got a piece of the paint and then swing for a wide open 3.
They swing it to Portis here at the other end. This Milwaukee defense much improved from a season ago. They're up to number 10 in defensive rating. Good rim protection right there. But San Antonio with another opportunity. Johnson back out top to Vassell.
Keldon Johnson looks like a different player this year.
Jay told me that he lost 30 pounds as Vassell was a little light on that shot, but Johnson is down to about 8% body fat after hiring a chef. But it's playoffs and all the important moments in it.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And talking to Doc Rivers today, he said something I thought was really interesting about, hey, we're not playing right. We're not taking the right approach. There's been frustration. There's no presence on defense, things like that. But I think they feel really confident that if they are healthy and playing well at the end of the year, that they can really do some damage in the playoffs.
Yeah, we saw the heightened intensity from Giannis and from Dame Lillard. Giannis with the offensive run. They lead it by 7.
Yeah, Wembanyama was right there, but Giannis just discarded him out of the play.
Into the corner, Keldon Johnson driving on Portis. Got to the paying dividends. He's got his first bucket.
And because Giannis has to be all the way out there with Wembanyama, there's no rim protection there. Lopez out of the game.
Wembanyama will bring it across.
How many times do you see a 7'4", 7'5" guy bringing the ball up court?
A lot of people putting their minds around it still.
And you feel good about it.
They talk about letting him remain creative with limited guardrails. Castle on the baseline. And off the miss, here's Middleton. Chris Middleton's minutes restriction right around 22, 23 minutes. Giannis going to walk down Champagny. Antetokounmpo in double-digit scoring with 11.
You'll mark that last possession. Wembanyama had Gary Trent Jr. switched off on him. He's got to get the ball in the post there. He's been much more decisive to just turn and shoot over.
Chamberlain knocks down his second three ball. Green, it'll count.